You have to put it all on the line or you're not gonna make it.
I don't think I've had a day off leaving the shop, earlier than 10.
I'm not quitting, I'm not leaving pro, I want to drive FD, and now I have to stop driving pro. This sucks sometimes.
I want a podium. It's go time or get out.
We're running out of time, but I feel like I can stack up.
Flying is an understatement. She out here looking like a B-2 bomber.
If we finish the season in the top 3, that is basically our ticket right back into pro.
I love that I can be in such a, male-dominated space and still be so bright and bubbly, and I know that that's inspired other girls to just be themselves, not be afraid of it. My name is Collete Davis. I live in Florida, USA, and I'm a professional racing driver,
I'm Collete Davis getting the win.
car builder, and content creator.
We're here with Collete Davis.
Hello! What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've been drifting actually for going on 4.5, maybe 5 years. I will say drift is a very humbling experience. It is hard.
5 and Collete is taking some cones along for a ride.
When it first started, we were just out there with a $500 car with maybe $500 in parts in it. We did a couple years of Pro-Am in East 10.
Collin Zielinski, definitely not afraid to lay down the hammer. Oh!
And then I won my license there last year, obviously. Now we're doing FD.
I'd say he can be top 5 in points this year, and I do believe he can be on the podium at least twice.
My name's Collin Zielinski. I drift cars.
Great looking S14.
Kid can drive, so full confidence that he can do really well in this.
Today I'm here with...
What's going on, guys? Mike Power.
Mike Power gets the win. Mike Power in the second outside zone.
Take that tight line.
If I had to pick one word to describe my 2024 season, I'd say nightmare. The first round of the season, I put the car into the wall. That set us back so much and just obviously super upsetting. My name is Mike Power, and I'm a professional drifter. With them not accepting us to run another season of pro, they said we're guaranteed a spot in ProSpec if we want to take it. And I said, yeah, sure, let's do that.
What Formula Drift is?
Yeah, nutshell, Formula Drift, yeah.
Perfect, yeah, so
Funny thing is, I have this conversation all the time when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a race car driver and I do drifting. People are like, what's drifting? I always go, have you ever seen that movie Tokyo Drift?
Formula Drift is a newer style of racing, but it's kind of evolved. To me, it is driving a car almost out of control, but in control.
The rules for Formula Drift is there's a lead and a chase car. So it's the 1 versus 1 battle.
As a lead car, obviously, you're in the front. They have a track, they have the course that you're gonna be running. There's zones, there's clipping points. They have a line through the track that they want you to follow as a lead car. They want you to be as perfect as possible.
100-point run, basically.
Now the chase car's job is to match whatever the lead car does. So if the lead car messes up, you need to stay right behind them and be on their doors.
Pretty much that, but in a professional competition. Because on the surface level, that's pretty much what it is. We just drive the car sideways.
If the lead car is 2 feet deep and punting cones, they want you 2 feet deep punting cones with them.
So this guy is real-time reacting. Like things change, they mess up, you have to not mess up while still being on their door an inch away, while also, mind you, you're on a wall behind you.
They want you to stick to their door, be in their pocket, and chase the lead car.
Then we flip-flop.
The lead is both judged and your chase is both judged for both drivers when you switch. And there's a battle and there's ultimately only one winner.
If you win, you keep moving on to the next battle. That's pretty much it.
My name is Steve Zielinski. I am Collin's dad, pit crew, spotter, kind of jack of all trades.
So I went into motorsport pursuing open wheel racing, pursuing IndyCar. I did open wheel stuff for a long time, sports cars. I did monster trucks for 2 years, driving the Wonder Woman truck and El Toro Loco, which was the craziest experience ever.
Yeah, so like when it first started, we were using other people's old tires, just mounting up at whatever we could, and there really was no like plan. It was just kind of go wing it.
Growing up, I had my best friend Connor, so through him, I learned everything about Japanese cars and drifting.
Well, that 4-rotor twin-turbo Mazda MX-5 heads into that first front clip. Look at the angle from Mad Mike Wadet.
And he actually brought me to my first ever drift event. Seeing how much fun it looked and the atmosphere that was all around it, I knew right away. I was like, I'm gonna get a car, I'm gonna start drifting.
And here she is. You turd.
I saw drifting as a way to kind of control my own destiny a little bit more.
We built this car a little over 3 years ago now. The level of prep now is insane compared to when I first started.
Now he's 23 and he's got a permanent position here, and you know, unless he goes pro and makes big money, I'll still be here and still supporting him. You know, I'll let him have his journey, but I'm gonna, you know, this is always here for him, so which is really cool.
I'm definitely surprised at how comfortable I am right now going into FD in terms of what's ready, what needs to be done, and the team and the car. I have the best people around me. I'm so excited how everybody's gelling and working together, and I think it's going to give me a really good launch board to just learn the car and be on point every single time that we can.
Collete Davis, I heard, has an amazing livery coming down on the way.
With them not accepting us to run another season of Pro, they said we're guaranteed a spot in ProSpec. And we're gonna use the ProSpec season as a chance to make the program better, get our license back for Pro, and then rejoin. And that hasn't been going well either. We found out that a bolt dropped from the valve cover into the oil pan and has been bouncing around in the short block and damaged it very badly. I thought 2 weeks ago that by now the car would have been ready to go. Heck, when we're filming this right now, I'm supposed to be in the trailer tomorrow driving to Atlanta, and that's not happening. So now I'm missing a complete round and I'm missing out on all those points. And I'm now switching from trying to have a year of rebuilding my program to making it worse than it already was. And that's something I can't get behind. So made the insanely difficult decision not to run.
I mean, I'm comfortable in the car setup-wise, so like as long as we just get it back to where it was last season, I should be fine.
Kid can drive, so I have nothing but respect, and I have full confidence that he can do really well in this.
Yeah.
The dyno day. So yes, what went wrong on the dyno?
So basically, we believe one of the fuel rail bolts came loose and it pushed an O-ring out of the injector, spraying fuel all over the engine bay. Basically, anything that wasn't metal was either damaged, melted, or not working anymore. So we had to replace all that.
It was a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
I honestly don't really think that's a disadvantage. Like, I remember 2 years ago doing Pro-Am, we underbought tires, and damn it if he didn't go out and qualify #1, which was absolutely amazing. Give him a couple laps on it, and he's gonna nail it.